So I seen the girls on the internet debating about if they was down to their last, would you get your hair done or your nails? Easy question. I'm getting another man. Like, what are we talking about? Don't piss me.
For all of you girls who like to tell your friends, let him surprise you. He might not be your type, but you never know. Give it a try. No. He's ugly. He's ugly. You date him. Okay, because I'm not letting him waste my time.
Steak on my neck while she's perfect. Took a flight out to Europe just to post and party. I got an army, Romania like Roma army. I'm really a playboy like I'm bros with Cardi. I'm getting zoned on the coast of Bobby. It's Big Mark, bitch.
Why do men have this eternal fear of being used for money that they don't have? You have nothing but a birth certificate to your name. I'm not worried about you, boo.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell on thing? What the hell on? What the hell buried? What the hell bird?
Okay, if you're a girl and you're not where you want to be at financially or just goal-wise in life, don't focus on a man. Don't. Especially if you have no kids right now. Oh, you need to be pouring all your energy, all your attention into yourself, not a man. The more you focus on yourself, the more money you make for yourself, the more things that are in your name, the more power you have. And no one can take that away.
The 401k retirement plan. So many of you ask about it.
I've seen this guy before. I'm pretty sure I like him. He's talking about gold diggers or something, I guess. I didn't watch the whole video. I just want to point out that you could have said 401k or 30401k and you didn't. And the jokes are right there, dude.
Meow, meow. Meow, meow.
Yeah, I don't think this one's a surprise. Dude Council does not approve. You can wear the dress all you want. I don't give a shit. Comment section will probably make fun of you, but you're probably happy. Whatever, I don't care. But why are you tire swinging your inside the house? If anything, you should be tire swinging your outside. I'm just so confused.
You always sit around talking about how y'all don't like broke, but y'all never talk about how the rich don't want y'all. Ain't that mind-boggling? If you are who you think you are, you'll be able to keep getting rich after rich after rich, right? It should be easy. Why y'all keep a track that don't got no money, but your standard is a rich man?
Is it cheating if a man wears his wedding band? I'll tell you why it is.
We don't care to hear it. I am actually here just to remind you guys that this is what life will be if you end up getting married or in a relationship with somebody that is so insecure that you literally can't do anything right. Everything is cheating. Everything. Keep your peace, guys. Stay away from it.
You go to the bus stop, you look down, there's no bus. The intelligent thing to do is walk to the next stop. You get to the next stop, you look, you don't see a bus, you walk to the next stop. And sometimes you might make it to your destination before that bus comes. So what should you have done? Waited there and hoped and prayed that the bus was coming? Absolutely not. I'm gonna keep going to the next stop. I'll look back, I'll see if there's any growth or change, no growth or change, I'm gonna move on. I'm not gonna wait around hoping and praying that a bus that I know should be in clear view is not there and then maybe it'll just magically appear. Absolutely not.
And there's something about a woman that says she doesn't want no kids at all that like scares but also intrigues me. Like, you know, you have some of the women that are just like, okay, I don't want kids right now because I'm just not financially there. And then you have the women that are straight up like, no, I don't give a fuck if I was broke, rich, middle class, I don't want no kids. I just be like, oh, wow. And not even because I feel like they should have and they should. No, it's just like, you really got that much, like, you're really content. Like, there's something so inspiring about that. It's like, wow, you're really, like, okay with this. Like, you don't let nobody pressure you. Like, that.
It's another fucking 6:37 in the morning.
And yet someone manages to be so eloquent so early in the morning.
You know how many men have looked at me and get gas at this QT?
And the verbal grace just continues.
Like, 8, bitch. So you think I'm that cute by my instead of just staring like...
Well, considering everything, there are two very plausible explanations as to why those particular gentlemen decided that they did not want to pump the gas of someone that they don't know in addition to paying for it. The first is that they were probably on their way to work, especially considering that hour of the morning. 6:30 is not the time of day when most people go out looking for someone to interact with. But the most likely explanation is that probably some of those gentlemen might have just overheard a certain someone talking.
When women make their own money, the last thing they want to do is support a man. Last thing they want to do is support a man.
No, when women make good money, they don't need a man because they make enough money. They have support.
Okay, repeat that sentence again.
When women make enough money, they don't really need a man.
Okay,
because
say that one more time again. When women make what? What did you say? When women
they
make money?
enough money, they really don't need a man.
You do understand your sentence just defeated your entire argument, right?
No, it didn't. It didn't. But that's what I'm saying. You said women cannot be able to fight off or fend for the household if they couldn't pay rent.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
How much do you weigh?
That's none of your business. I told you I was fat.
Oh, okay. We don't play that on my channel. You get your big fat on somewhere then. I don't deal with you big sassy broads.
This don't kill my vibe. This don't kill my vibe.
If you think you can get out here and be like Danny's big, go knock yourself out. But I would be remiss to try to tell you as an image consultant and as a person and a professional that you can be 5'3" and weigh so much that you don't even want to tell somebody how much you weigh and think you're going to get a man to marry you. A high value man. So you go ahead and go on back over and get your 2-piece or 3-piece or whatever you got coming from, Chick-fil-A or Popeyes or, and carry your on over. Do you think she talked to Brad that way? No. And go on ahead and get your slave fantasy out. You got your mind. I think you talking to me.
Man with money is expected to share, but a woman with money is told she doesn't need a man. Same income, totally different rules. Let me explain before you get mad. In our culture, men are taught from day one that if they're not earning, they're failing. If they can't provide, they're not real men. If they don't pick up the check, they're broke or stingy. A man's value is often reduced to his financial output. Now flip the script. When women become successful, we don't expect them to carry anybody. In fact, we celebrate it as a form of freedom. Yes, queen, you're independent. She doesn't need a man. He's expected to provide, but she's expected to escape. Because if we really want partnership, then we need to stop placing all the financial burden on one side while celebrating freedom on the other.
I am engaged, but not to my dream man. That's right, you heard me correct. I've actually dated the man of my dreams a few years back.
Oh, I couldn't imagine that pain. Imagine seeing the woman that you're meant to be marrying. You've engaged her, and you're seeing a video like this. Yeah, well, I'm engaged, but not to me dream man. That's fucking mad. What are you on about? That's why getting with a woman with no past will cause you no problems. Because she's never had any trauma. Find yourself a woman of God, because she won't have a past lie. If you want to find a woman of God, download the Even app. You can ask you questions such as, how can I find a woman of God? And it'll give you qualities that a woman should have to know she's all for the Lord. Careful what woman you're getting with there, because that woman could be the woman of your dreams. But you mightn't be the man of her dreams. Stay woke in the streets like big brr.
Are y'all really out here trying to tell me that whenever your wife makes a mistake, you want her to be accountable for that mistake? That's not your fault? That's not your problem as the man and husband? I got people in my steak video trying to tell me you should own up to your actions. You should take accountability for your actions. It's not his fault. I'm sorry, yes it is. I haven't reviewed our contract recently, but I'm pretty sure in the job description of wife, it doesn't say anywhere in there takes accountability for one's actions. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that the job description of head of household, that's like responsibility number 1 is to take accountability for the other people's actions that you're the head of. You know what? That's probably right there. That mindset that y'all got right there is probably why a lot of y'all ain't got no wives or girlfriends. If your wife or your girl was able to make a mistake, clearly you weren't watching her well enough. Clearly you're not paying good enough attention for her to be able to make a mistake. Whose fault is that? Not hers. Come on, man up, be a man.
This guy says, okay, but would attractive women turn into attractive men with the filter? Here's Megan Fox. Here's the filter. Angelina Jolie. with the filter. Some people say Billie Eilish is attractive and some don't. The filter got the neck weird, but if you put your thumb over it, this guy would do fine. Here's Scarlett Johansson. This was the worst one, and it's still fine. So yeah, the filter's pretty accurate. Just for good measure, here's a liberal who was complaining about ICE raids. With the filter, it seems pretty intelligent. Here's another one. Having an ugly soul just makes you uglier. It works on men too. Here's Henry Cavill. Henrietta looks maybe a little old, but obviously a smoke show in her 20s. Let's try that from another angle. Same result. Let's try it with a beard for extra difficulty. The filter handled it like a Ford Bronco with a drunk driver hitting a speed bump. So yes, I would say that this is an accurate translation.
And I continue to hear, and you can kind of hear it even though they don't say it, modern women talk about being high value, or at least putting forth the idea that they're high value. But what makes you high value? I mean, you say it, oh, I'm a 10, or I'm a baddie, but what makes you a baddie? What makes you a 10? I mean, because for a lot of these modern women, looks isn't doing it. He ain't doing it. Modern women, they try to determine their value in the dating market, and men don't go for that. If ain't nobody buying what you're selling, maybe you're not as high value as you thought. Delusional. Coping mechanism. Modern women coming up with them rapid at the speed of light.
It's levels to this. You're not wife material, but you are girlfriend material. Some, you're not girlfriend material, but you are sneaky link material. You know what I'm saying? Some, you're not even sneaky link material, you're one night stand material. You get what I'm saying? There's levels, and I think the problem is people don't want to believe there's different levels to this shit. It's like lower level, then you go higher level, then you go peak level. You know what I'm saying? One night stand, that's down here. That's right here. You got sneaky link is right here. Girlfriend is right here. Wife is right here. You get what I'm saying? A lot of y'all be sneaky link material, and you be like, why am I not his girlfriend? Well, that's a tier above you. You're not there. Or some of y'all be one night stand material, and in your head, you think you're wifey material, but you're one night stand material. You got to learn what level you are, and then you can move accordingly to what level you are in every guy's eye. You know what I'm saying? You can't be sneaky link material trying to be a wife. It just doesn't work like that. That's how you end up hurt, you know?
And another thing, I just want to say this. There are way more women here in America than there are men here in America, okay? Men are outnumbered in America here by women, okay? So there's more women that are able to get degrees than men. There are more women out here to be homeowners than men. There are far more women to create broken homes than there are men, okay? There are way more women that are leading this whole culture, okay? That is not men doing that. It is more women doing that than there are men. Women are outnumbering men, okay? That's actually that's not good, actually. It's not good, because like I just said, it's more hoes that are women than there are men that are hoes. And it's actually more women that are fond of the whole culture, got microphones. I'm a don't hate me because I'm a we gotta stop it. We gotta stop it. We gotta stop it. How do we stop it?
If you really want to make somebody jealous.
Another post on how to manipulate men. Just imagine the uproar if men made posts about how to manipulate women. But let's continue.
The key actually isn't to post more, it's to post less. When we want to make somebody jealous, we want to post our every move so that they're watching it, but that's just letting them know our every move. You have to make them spin in circles wondering what you're doing.
Because making somebody jealous is always such a good idea. Nothing ever goes wrong. It always ends well, right?
Think about what you do. When the guy you like posts that he's going out to the club and then he doesn't post anything else, you go crazy. Suddenly you're stalking his every move.
It really sounds like someone speaking from experience here.
If you were to post everything that he did, he'd be giving you exactly what you wanted. It's the reverse psychology of it.
Let's be correct now. It's the manipulative psychology of it.
You post once that you're going out to the club and then nothing else. Or you post once that you're out like at a nice restaurant and then nothing else. Leave it all up to the imagination so as to drive himself crazy.
Well, at least they're not trying to hide those red flags. They're posting them with pride.
Here's a red flag that most women overlook because it is subtle, but it is very insidious. And that is when a man says, we'll figure it out over a big life decision. Because when men say, we'll figure it out, they absolutely do not mean, we'll have more conversations between equals and then we will come to an agreement that works for both of us. Absolutely not. When he says that, what he means is, I assume that at some point you're going to change your mind and agree with me. And that assumption rests on the fact that you are a woman, and as a woman, he expects that you will always be accommodating, that you will always compromise, and that your wants, needs, life's dreams, desires, all of that will always come second to his, will always be able to be negotiated compared to his. This is literally how men communicate. When they don't see your opinion as valid, they see it as an obstacle to overcome in getting what they want. Like my friend who thought that she was moving in with her boyfriend, just her boyfriend, after 7 years of dating, and I believe 5 years of living with his brother. He thinks they're finally gonna find an apartment together, just the two of them. But his parents want to buy the two brothers a house so they can have an investment. What does he say? We'll figure it out. I don't really want to live in this house. We'll figure it out. What's happening after about 2 weeks of we'll figure it out? Well, he's moving in with his brother and she can either figure it out or off. And that is how we'll figure it out always goes, because we'll figure it out means I will figure it out and then you will go along with whatever I, the man, want. And if that's not how you want to live your life, you need to see we'll figure it out as the glaring red flag that it is.
Y'all want to be naked so bad. Don't put no clothes on. Just put the little nipple things on and some panties and come on out the house. Come on. Yes, that's what y'all wearing. I don't understand why y'all want to be naked. So put the little nipple cover ups, put some panties on. Don't even put no panties on. Come out the house. God, that shit's so unattractive. Y'all men, they don't chase like they used to because it was something to chase. It was something to look forward to. Y'all doing it for free. Because it's your birthday, that mean be naked outside? Man, listen. And the thing about it is, the only men that's going to deal with her is the men she don't like. Any man of any value, any man that have any type of standards and he have some type of quality about himself that men they say they want, he not going to deal with her. So the dude she gonna deal with gonna be this dude that don't got nothing going for himself, or he do too much, he don't listen to her, he don't care about her, he had all these other women, whatever it is, she got him and she mad at the world. Come on, man. And these men don't want nothing serious. Not with your ass. And you posted on something there. Y'all women, what y'all friends? God. Take these be cool. Where y'all? Who tell y'all no? Yeah, I wouldn't. Where they be at? Y'all.
Yes, a person does have a legal right to reasonable accommodations for a disability. But since one stated this, it rather does make me wonder what one actually considers to be reasonable accommodations. Because although one said it was up to a person's doctor to decide that, let's take into consideration that would it apply to all professions equally and in the same manner? Or would certain aspects of certain professions need to be taken into consideration? For example, police officers and doctors. Would those individuals be permitted to be late to emergency situations, which could possibly put others in jeopardy due to time blindness? That's an important question. And then there's employers. What accommodations are they given for time blindness, for instance? Paying employees late? Or perhaps not following the posted hours that they have on their businesses? Or could that be considered possible false advertising, I wonder? So all of these things taken into consideration, what does one actually think are the reasonable accommodations that should be given to individuals that have time blindness?
I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think there is a large percentage of women who have kids because the identity of mother seems easier, more palatable than figuring out their true identity. When you choose to be child-free, and especially if you're also choosing to be single, The roles that society has traditionally prescribed to women as like the goal, the achievement, a sense of worth, like you are not in those roles. Therefore, there's a massive void in the sense of you have all of the time and space and freedom to truly figure out who you are. And that is scary. It's very confronting. And I think because for the longest time, society has really propped up this idea and romanticized this idea of like marriage and motherhood for women, I think there is probably a large percentage of women who had kids because it was expected of them. Now, I'm not saying that those women don't love their kids, but what I am saying is sliding into an identity of motherhood without first like really creating a self-identity is a lot easier and much more societally, patriarchally accepted.
You know, a lot of these modern women, it's funny because they'll sit up and tell the man, about all her standards and, oh man, I've dated NBA players and professional players and actresses or actors and all that other stuff. All this one dude, but dated that dude back in the day. And, you know, really didn't even date him. That guy came in, sometimes literally. You know, at that point, pun's not even intended. You mess around with one dude, don't even date him, be in a situationship, if that. And the situation be on standby. I'm gonna call you when I get in town. And they sit up there and sign up for that crap. That man ain't never called him, don't ever say nothing to him until I was expecting, he was in town for 3 days and I was expecting, or 4 days, and I was expecting to see him. Never even called her until the last day at the end of the night, and they come running. And then they be trying to put their foot down. That man be like, man, shut up and walk in this hotel room. Take your clothes off, man. Let's get down to business so I got an early flight. What are we talking about right now?
In the year of 2026, if you insist on having a man in your life, he needs to be doing backflip super somersaults through hoops to be in your life. There is no more compromises. There is no more 50-50 relationship. What the is that? These men are scary. They are scary. Oh my God. We need reform right now. We need reform. It is terrifying out here. That whole conversation of, 50-50, what's fair? No. What did women bring to the table? That needs to be null and void. If that was not already yesterday, it should be today. Because what the are you talking about? Men are such a huge liability. Look at what's happening in the world right now. If that man is not doing super somersault backflips through hoops to be with you, if he's not making your life infinitely easier and better, you are better off alone. What are you even talking about? I don't. And I know what you guys are gonna say. MJ, don't you have a man? Girl, that man is an angel thus far, and he's on thin ice with me all the time. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new day. He's being looked under with a magnifying glass in this household. This is a matriarchy house. Okay? And if it don't work out with him, I'm done. It's too scary out here. It's too scary out here. Oh my God. I'm reading the damn files and it has got me so up. I've been laying in this bed for the last hour just staring at the ceiling. So I hope that all ties into, I don't know. These men ain't I don't know what to say.
Today, we have Popeye's biscuits. Y'all want to buy it or no? No? That mug almost took me out. Too.
Oh! I'm coming! I'm sorry, baby. Ooh. Oh, God.
Sensational.
I thought I was the only one that thought this, but there really is something slightly off about those men that golf. I completely agree with you, and I say this as a woman whose ex-husband was a golfer. Golf is a very selfish hobby because it's a very time-consuming hobby. You know, to play 18 holes at a golf course that is busy can take 5 or 6 hours, right? So they're spending all of this time playing the actual game, but they have to get there early to warm up, and then afterward they're going to have drinks or they're going to have lunch.
She eventually goes on to say it's also expensive. So when you're married, you're not allowed to have hobbies that take time or cost money? Oh, does that include both the woman and the man in the relationship, or just the man? Brunches are expensive, spa days, girl trips, appearance-based appointments, whether you get your nails done, your hair done, maybe a mix of both. Maybe surgical procedures, makeup, whatever it is. Those add up. Are you not allowed to do those once you're married? If a man made the same exact video, we would cancel him in 2 seconds. Out of all the hobbies, you're gonna pick golf to demonize. It's healthy. He gets to spend time with his friends. He's socializing. So what if he goes for lunch or drinks afterwards? Ideally, you guys have those conversations and come to some sort of agreement where you can have hobbies too. You both have hobbies.
I will on this hill, but a man never grows to like you more than what he did in the beginning. Pass the bucket, honey. Pass the offering bucket. A man will never grow in his attraction for a woman from what he liked or didn't like in the beginning. He's gonna stay in the same level of attraction, right? Well, can a guy like you and then grow to love? Yes, of course. But a guy either likes you or he doesn't. We are the stupid ones, us women, that stay around lingering, waiting for him to change us from categories of these 4 that I'm talking about. We wait around for him to change us in categories when he's already placed us from the very beginning. And then us as women, we grow in attraction from when we meet the guy. We're like, oh, he's like a 3, you know, he's nice. And then we go on this date, on dates with this guy 2, 3, 4 times. And all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm in love. Because of the way oxytocin works in us and the way, you know, the body, what I call it, the mattress wrestling or the mattress gymnastics that we go through. You know, now we're connected to this person. And we're now attracted to them because we've mixed and mingled, yeah? So as women, we grow in attraction, we grow into falling in love, we grow into liking this man. That's why sometimes we see somebody or we start talking to someone and we don't really like them as much, but he gives us enough attention and enough fake chase that now we're like bonded. All of a sudden we're in love in like a month, right? We're stupid because men either like you or they don't. You cannot stay around a man's life trying to convince him, trying to show him or prove to him or audition, performing for him to change us out of the category that he put us in. If he put us in the category of fantasy, of fun, and a filler, he is going to keep us there.
I don't think nobody has ever talked about or touched on the subject of the fear that young single women have between the age of 24, 25, because that's when it really starts, till about 35-ish, because I'm 33 and I'm still going through it. But we have this uncomfortable balance of like part of us, you know, like the single life, we like, okay, you know what, we making a good decision, we don't have no kids, like we not this, that, and the third, we focusing on ourselves. But the other part of us really is like, you know, we be so lonely sometimes. Like we do want that lifestyle, that companion, that relationship, that child. And sometimes I sit at home, or like just now I was just driving in a car by myself and I was thinking about that. Like, you know, I'm going home after church and I'm making me some crawfish etouffee, and it's like, I'm about to be doing this all by myself. Every Sunday, this is what I do by myself. So it's like, you know, I really, 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 really would love to have like a family and, you know, a household that I could go home to that's just not me and don't feel so empty. But the other part of me is just like, you know, I'm just so blessed and happy that God chose me and saved me to know how to like be alone and be be able to survive by myself for so long, because I feel like I'm one of those few people that when I do get a relationship and have a child and I meet my person, like, we're going to be together, because I've been single so long, my 20s, my 30s, like, and I hope that's the same thing vice versa with my partner. Like, we've been doing this single life, breaking up, you know, trying to find someone to the point where, like, we at the age where, baby, this house is home and we're not going nowhere. That's my prayer.
A lot of these modern women, what they like to do is keep their options open. That's why they'll throw a man in the friend zone and then try to circle back around to him when he's matured. That's their type of investment. That's what they, you know, I'm going to leave him on the side. You know, he's a really nice guy. I don't want him now, but I'm going to put him in my back pocket. We don't have to guess what they're going to do. They're telling you. They're telling you, I'm not ready for him now. I'm going to put him in the oven and let him bake. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to let Chad and Tyrone run a train on me. And then I'm going to come back to him and say, hey, you ready? I know last time I came to you, you were still trying to build yourself up. No, you was with Chad and Tyrone. Yeah, I mean, but, you know, that was just fun. You know, for you, I'm going to hold out. I'm going to wait and I'm going to give you something special. There's nothing that you can give me that's going to be special. I don't want it. I don't want it. As a matter of fact, I want you to get up out of my face. Why in the world would I sit there and let you say something dumb to me? And then all of the money and all of the things that I've accumulated, now you want to come take a part of it. What?
1 in 6 men will experience or in their lives at the hands of women. Yeah, but it happens to women more. And what the f did you get? What? I'm just saying it happens to women more. 1 in 4 women. Okay, this isn't about you. I wasn't talking to you, Becky. Anyways, the majority of crimes are perpetrated against men. Yeah, but it's men doing it to men. So, excuse me for a second. Becky, lesbians take up the majority of the rate. Should we say the female victims of lesbians because their perpetrator is a woman? No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay, so this isn't about you, okay? Sorry, let me continue. Men take up the majority of the suicide rate, the homeless rate, the homicide rate. Their majority to be by the girl who just wants to be picked says what? Oh my God, what is your point, Becky? Well, I don't really have one. Okay, perfect. Then why are you here? I just kind of like to invade men's spaces and call any woman who's not actively preaching the hate of men a pick-me. Anyways, everybody please ignore her. As I was saying, your life holds value. Please don't take your own life, you just want to get picked? Why are you pandering to men? Oh my God, Becky, this is not about you. You know what? You can advocate for men without putting women down. You know what? No, that's it. All day, every day, therapist, mother, maid, infant, a virgin.
And what I kind of realized is that these niggas is just, they don't want to take you on dates. They don't want to do no gestures. They don't want to spend no money on you. But, hold on. But as soon as it comes to their homeboys want to do something, they so ready. Then they think when they do something slight for you, it's tricking. That is bare minimum. Get out my face with that, for real. And if you know you ain't got no money to be spending, or you don't want to spend no money on nobody, don't be trying to date around and talk to no female if you broke.
And the panhandling in the dating market continues, and you see hundreds, if not thousands, of videos like this where women are complaining about men being broke. This is their way of shaming men or a man because that man not want to spend money on them, and they're feeling rejected, so they feel the need to shame. Like in this video, she calls men because they don't want to spend money on her. But I have a question. How are you finding out that men don't want to spend money on you specifically? How are you finding out? Because the only dynamic I could imagine where you get a clear understanding is you must be requesting money. You must be requesting money. Can you get my nails done? Can you get this done? Can you give me some of that? You know what I mean? You must be requesting money, and that would be a complete turnoff. you're meeting a man after talking to him for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, and then you start asking him for money to pay bills, to pay this. Of course the man would be like, no, and not want to spend money on you, because when it becomes an obligation or even a demand almost in this scenario, then it's a complete no. So maybe you are confusing broke with they just don't want to spend money on you. I think that's what you're confusing broke, especially if you're a woman who's encountering guy after guy that doesn't want to spend money, and now you thinking it's all men. No. It's just the men, once they know who you are and engage in conversation with you, they figure out, oh, no, I'm not spending any money on this person. So I don't think the problem is being broke for men. The problem is you.
Y'all want to know something that I hate so bad? We had the best man in the world. I'm talking about the best man. The best man in the world. Make sure they okay. Make sure they take care of all their business. Make sure that their girl is okay. Make sure their kids okay. Bitch will run these niggas through the mud. I'm talking about a good run through the mud. Run them clean through the mud. Now this man wrong for leaving your alone because you ain't know how to treat the man that took care of you. You gotta take care of your man. Ain't no way a man finna be taking care of me and I ain't take care of his mental, his physical. You hear me? Ain't no way. Then you like to get on here. Oh, he this, he that, he wrong. He left me for da. He didn't leave you for no. He didn't leave his kids either. He's there for his kids. At least when y'all allow him to be. You don't allow these niggas to be there then say he all types of shit. Now he a deadbeat. Now he don't do nothing for his kids because he left you alone and you won't allow him. Ho, please. Grow the up. Grow the up. Shit runs out. Just like time. Time ran out. Stop trying to get on the mother media and make it seem like these men just stuff for leaving y'all dumb ass hoes alone and y'all don't know how to treat these men. And you need to stop justifying it. That is not what the be going on. These be know what the they got going on. They not gonna tell they part. They gonna make sure they look like he a piece of shit. Though. Tell the you did. Voice the part that you did. Y'all love to get on here and talk about he did this, he did that. He wrong for this, he wrong for that. What the are you wrong for? What did you do? Why did that man actually consider it? Cause you taking care of that man, I bet you that man ain't gonna consider this unless he just a childish ass. But it's a point. You know when you got a good man. And when you got a good man, that man taking care of you, take care of your man. Or your ass gonna get left. Regardless.
Nobody else is gonna tell you this, so I'm gonna be the one to tell you. Whether you're a male or a female, you need to be doing absolutely everything in your power to be as attractive as possible. I'm literally going to a workout class right now, and look at me, I have makeup on, my hair is blow dried, and I get about this all the time, especially from fellow women. They'll say stuff like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you have a full glam on, or oh my gosh, I can't believe your hair is done. Weren't you expecting to sweat during this workout? And that just makes me clock immediately that you do not understand how the world works. Because here's the thing, everybody, including you have the power to choose how the world is going to treat you. And I'm not stupid. I know how the world treats attractive people. Do you think that I'm getting dolled up, putting on makeup just because I want to look good? Well, yes. But beyond that, I know how the world treats attractive people. You need to be doing everything in your power to be as attractive as possible. This is why whenever I see other women being like, being proud of presenting themselves in a sloppy manner, it just makes me want to set you aside and be like, look, I understand wanting to be comfortable. I also understand that there's a cool aspect to making it look like you're not like putting effort into how you look. I understand that it's cool to be like out in sweatpants and with no makeup on. I know that's like a whole aesthetic and a vibe in itself. But my aesthetic and my brand that I'm putting out to the world, I know exactly what I want. I know that I want people to treat me like a glamorous woman. I know that I want to be successful. I know that I want people to treat me well. And there's a saying, right? Work smarter, not harder. The way that you can work smarter is by being attractive. It's by being presentable. Nobody else is saying it, but this is how the world works. And this story is the best way for me to frame exactly how the world works. If you a cockroach, you're considered a hero. But if you a butterfly, you're considered a bad person. Let that sink in.
Do you qualify? Do you qualify for the top dog?
Women want the top dogs, okay? As much as women want to say, we like dad bods, we like no, we don't. No, we don't. That's what society taught us to like. They taught us to not have standards, to not care about physical appearance and all this other stuff. At the end of the day, we want the top dog, the top genetics, the top earning, the strongest and the tallest at the end of the day. Like, honestly, most women don't have a problem with polyamory and all these other things if it's the top dog you're dealing with. That's why a lot of these wealthy men have how many baby mamas does Elon Musk have? How many baby mamas all these popular, famous artists have? All these, billionaires, they have multiple baby mamas. Don't ever get that mistaken, okay? We want the top dog. We want a big dog. We don't want no puppy. And we saw that with Anthony Joshua, who just hit the streets like crack in the 80s, okay? Every woman internationally united, okay? Because we want the top dog. I would never submit to this man. I'm not gonna do this and blah, blah, blah. And men like women are difficult, this and this. You think a woman will be difficult with a man like that? At the end of the day, you gotta be a big dog if you want big requests.
Okay. Do you qualify? Do you qualify for the top dog? She said women wouldn't have a problem submitting to an Anthony Joshua. They don't want to submit to the man with a dad bod, the average man. And in that same sentence, men don't have a problem providing for the beautiful women. They don't have a problem providing for the top women. They just don't want to provide for you. Hey, I'm just a messenger. But this is the problem. Because yes, women do want the top dog. You don't qualify for the top dog. And I'm not saying that creator, she doesn't. I don't know her. I'm just saying in general, the average woman doesn't qualify for the top dog. The average woman doesn't qualify for Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua will never look your way. So your top dog needs to be the man that's on your level. But see, here's the thing. Y'all don't understand what level you're actually on. That's the problem. You have a problem with the men that are actually on your level, which is why you would rather hold out and be a side, a baby mama, or whatever to the top dog than actually be a wife to the average man. Did that not sound crazy? Does that not sound slow? That you would rather be a concubine to a top dog before you would be a wife to a regular average Joe?
I really hate when people do stuff like this. Y'all gotta check this out.
So I'm watching Pop the Balloon and I noticed something very evident. Depending that.
Braylon, 27, and I'll come to Boston for you, and then we can.
Oh, he'll go to Boston for her.
You know, we can go to a rooftop, have a nice dinner, and then get some ice cream. I got a sweet tooth, so.
What's the difference with her as opposed to the other girl? We did hear a little bit from Did anybody see anything?
Yes, I see something. I see a man who is attracted to one girl more than the other girl. See, I don't like that. Now, I do understand colorism exists. I'm not oblivious to that. But when you come online throwing it out there for every situation, it's not a good look. Because I didn't see colorism at all. Now, is there a chance that he liked red bones over dark-skinned women? Yes. Does that mean it's colorism? No. There's nothing wrong with being attracted to one complexion over another complexion. I prefer a dark-skinned woman. Does that mean I'm a colorist too? No. It just means I prefer darker women. It doesn't mean I don't like lighter women, so that's the same for him. It's called a preference. I know you're not used to us men having one, but it's just his preference. It's so crazy to me how a man just can't have a preference without it being attached to something else. Did you ever think that maybe that girl didn't do it for him and the other girl did? Did you ever think about that? Why does it automatically have to be colorism? That's my issue. There was nothing in that video that I saw to make me think this is colorism. If that brother preferred dark-skinned women like myself and many other men out there, he would have probably picked the dark-skinned girl. But because this brother on here maybe preferred red bones, he picked the lighter girl. That's it. You gotta stop throwing the red challenge flag out there every time something like this happens where people are just gonna start ignoring it. Now, I don't know this brother at all, so I don't know what his reason was for picking that girl, but he picked that girl. And they ended up matching at the end.
Do you guys see that's different from this girl than the other girl?
All right, well, let me
that he's willing to travel all the way to Boston for.
And is it a yes for you for him? Yes.
Well, they're matching. Good for them. It's California's not far anymore. It's all of a sudden gotten very close to Boston. Good for you guys. Goodbye.
So maybe she was just his type. Maybe he liked her body. Maybe he liked her smile. He could just liked her hair. It doesn't always come down to the color of their skin is all I'm trying to say. Now, as far as the traveling thing, clearly he has no issue traveling. I believe he just used it as an excuse for popping her balloon. People use excuses all the time on your show to pop a balloon. They didn't like your shoes, your boots, your earrings, your hairstyle, your blazer, your dress. A lot of these people do it because they just want to spare the person's feelings. And I believe that's what happened there. I do not believe this is colorism. Again, I know it exists, but I don't think it exists in this video. But what do y'all think about it? Am I tripping or is she tripping? Leave your thoughts on the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.
A lot of these modern women be living a certain lifestyle, be into a certain type of thing. Just, oh man, I'm going out here finessing dudes on dates. Oh, trying to make him my retirement plan, knowing that it's temporary. Be trying to get all they can. But then when those dating options start shrinking, all the meals that you was finessing a man out of, when those start drying up, all of a sudden, a lot of modern women play this game, this short-term game, where, I can get a man to do X, Y, and Z for me now, but in the future, that's why they be trying to get land and stuff like that about you, because it's something that's long-term, right? They didn't been burned too many times, and they feel like, oh, a man is getting the better end of the deal, even though that man took you out on a date where you wanted to go, and he paid for what he said, get whatever you want, and you got whatever you want, and that man got whatever he want and left. They don't want that no more. Oh, at least give me a house, at least give me a car. No. I have the money, I'm going to pay $500, and then we're going to go do the business.